And that's our job to all help him feel comfortable in our system. And he's going to be as dynamic as he's always been. So I look forward to that. We've been tied at the hip pretty much since we made the acquisition. And we're going to continue to be that. We're going to hold each other accountable. AD's going to hold us accountable. We're going to hold AD accountable because it's going to start and end with us. So, we look forward to that. And we look forward to continuing to getting better and figuring out ways we can be the best team we can be by bringing our individual talents to that.
When you come to a new place, and obviously me and Brian's been friends before I came here, but and actually being on the same team and understanding his work ethic, understanding mine, understanding the preparation, understanding how bad he wants to win and the things he's able to do to prepare himself, allows me to see a different side of him where we connected. I think it's because we both understand and know what it takes to be able to win, but obviously Brian understands what it takes to get to that next level, and I'm able to kind of learn and understand some things from him along the way, and I've been able to do that.
And I expect to play center. I'm not sure, what's going to happen. Me and Frank talked about it a couple of times, and that's a plan. Right now, nothing is set in stone, but we want to see what that looks like, and I'm comfortable with that. Obviously, there's times, where Dwight or DJ, might get to start at center depending on games, but for the most part, I think the plan is to go with me playing center.
Wow, that's a little bit unusual. We know that he generally doesn't like to play center, so a big change. But, Jimmy, looking at this lineup right here, so many different options, interchangeable parts. The Lakers are going to be able to use this versatility when it comes to maybe to their advantage against these different opponents.
Well, they can because you can switch 1 through 5 right there with that lineup right there. Ellington gives you the shooting. Ariza gives you a big body that can defend. The playmaking from LeBron and, of course, Russell Westbrook allows now Anthony Davis to be able to move around the court, not just be anchored inside. So the flexibility in that lineup, I think, is what's the key is, but the bigs inside, that's going to fluctuate, though, bro. Depending on who they play. Frank Vogel was very active, and I think voiced this. You're going up against a Joel Embiid, Yusuf Nurkic. You're going up against a Jokic, DeAndre Ayton, even Karl-Anthony Towns. Now that lineup may switch. You may put a Dwight Howard in there, shift Anthony Davis over to the 4, so he doesn't have to, consistently going with that pounding. Right. So even though we have a projected lineup, depending on who the Lakers are playing and who those bigs are, that may tend to switch a little bit.
And, of course, Carmelo Anthony, we have to bring him up as well. We know that, of course, again, he's longer in the tooth, but still has plenty of ability left. What should we expect from Melo this season with the Lakers?
Pretty much what you saw last year in Portland. A role player in the sense of not afraid of the moment, can give you big shot opportunities, because that's what you want. With Melo, he's not going to be the Melo of 2009, 2010, or 15, you know what I mean? But what he's able to give you is a player that's not afraid of the moment.
Right.
That can knock down a big shot when you need it. He's been there, done that. He did that for Portland. And the thing about Carmelo is this. A couple years ago, he was very comfortable with who he is now. He wasn't the Melo of the Denver Nuggets. Or the New York Knicks. He settled in and said, this is who I am. I'm comfortable in this role. And that's why he was able to perform, I think, at a higher level, even though the minutes were restricted, is because he was comfortable playing that role. I don't see that as being a difference. Now he's with his boy, too.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Hey, it's always good when you're playing with the homies.
Come on.
So we know about this Lakers team, won the title in 2020. However, playing team last season, first-round exit. Where do you see this Lakers team finishing this year?
Well, I think with this Lakers team, maybe, not competing to be number 1 is not an issue. It's being healthy. Think, at the beginning of last year, they were 21-6, out of the first 27 games. But then AD got hurt. Then on the back end of that part of it, 21 of the last 45 games they had some issues with because of injuries.
Injuries, they started to slip.
But now, here's the thing. They're in the 7th position, but they still in an opportunity to beat the Phoenix Suns. Why? Because you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But what happened? It was injuries. So that's why how you play minutes, how you put pounding on over your body over the course of 82 games is going to be important for this Lakers team. Is it important to be number 1 for the Lakers? No, because they know once they get in the playoff position, no matter who they play, they have an opportunity to win those games.
All factors considered, 100% healthy, does this team play in June?
If they're completely healthy, I don't see how they don't.
Really?
I really don't. if they're completely healthy. Again, it's a lot of factors that go on during the course of the year. Teams make changes, injuries happen. But if you look at a front runner in the Western Conference based on what this roster looks like, you have to give it to the Lakers and say they're the ones that should be there in June. But we know a lot changes.
Yes, a lot of things do change. Can't wait for this season to begin. The Lakers, a brand new lineup, a different team from last season. Jimmy says if they're healthy, they're going to be playing in June. I can't wait to see it. Hey, man, I'm Ro Paris. That's Jim Jackson. Jordan Daddy loves you. See you next time.